Oh, what am I doing? All right, let's kick this off in the bottom right-hand side. He has qualified for the main event. And can he go one step further now in the preliminaries? Can he go to the semis? It is Denver. Blue Zerg bottom right, fighting back 3 in a row against Max Packs after being down 0-2. It'll be interesting to see what style he brings against Zoun, our Red Protoss top left. Will he go back to some of these aggressive attacks, or is he going to stick with the macro focus play? What will be his choice here? That's what we will look to find out fairly soon. Zoun has definitely been on the hype train of the 2 Stargate Voyager as well. We saw some very long games from him in the earlier stages of the tournament, in the group stages, etc. We saw a lot from him there. And was very defensive, right? Really didn't make a lot of moves, really sat back a lot of the time. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see if he brings a similar sort of defensive manner to the games today against Denver here in the quarterfinals. Hey, what's up, Mog the Cat? Thank you so much for the Prime sub for the 7 months. Welcome back. Good to see you. Do. So Stargate building in the main base, and we're off to a very similar start once again. Not really anything too surprising about that for sure. As that probe makes its way to the upper left-hand side, gonna go through the natural here and have a little check in towards the main base, see what is happening. Thank you so much, getting to level 10. Must yoink ad budget. Thank you very much for supporting the raid Shadow Legends cause. Code coming up. Warpgate is coming in as well. Just gonna see again the link speed's about to complete, and well, again we've kind of forgive me if I don't sound too interested in the early game PvZ, guys. We are on our way to casting. I mean, this is our 6th PvZ map of the day, and we've already casted 4 double Stargate Void openers. So I'll get excited when I see no second Stargate. That's when we can start chatting. Otherwise, we kind of know how this goes for the first few minutes for sure. Links come in, nibbling away at a couple probes. The Nexus on the way down that 3rd base. Whoever is observing is going wild. Indy just didn't know where to look right there. Stealing his camera as I stretch my legs a little bit. Forgive me for that. Oh, shock horror, guys. A 2nd Stargate on the way. We're going to be seeing the Forge and Twilight on the follow-up, so we're already moving towards the follow-up, but it is still going to be Void Ray production for a little while here, of course. to 47. That's the 49-month resub. It's funny because void rays actually go brrr when they attack. Yeah, brrr, brrr. I can't make a brrr sound. Not enough of a memer, apparently. Feels bad, man. Yo, 47ers, thank you for the 200 bits as well. I appreciate it. They do go brrr, don't they? Brrr. Brrr. This is not going to be the extent of my commentary for this game, probably. Brrr. 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 This makes Void Ray openers way more fun. Okay, I'm now hyped for the next Void Ray to attack something. I'm ready, guys. This is it, guys. This is just how we commentate PvZ now. This is just how we commentate PvZ. I love it. I know I've now been doing this for like 10 minutes, but this is all the insight I have to add to PvZ. It's like, oh my god, guys, there's the Void Rays again. Hey, in fairness, let's actually talk about something here. There's only 4 Void Rays, so it's a very quick move along into all the rest of it from Zoun, right? He's not messing around with like so many Void Rays. He really does tech out of them quickly. So that's kind of interesting. That's a little bit different, a little bit, you know, a change of pace. Every time there are ghost snipes, you have to go pew pew. Yeah, but I mean, ghost snipes don't happen as often as the Void Ray brrrs. We need a soundbite Wardy's brrr. I can actually do that live on stream. Hang on. This is everything I ever needed it to be. It's not loud enough though. Crap, I need to up the volume of it. Hang on. I need to... God damn it. Sorry. There's an attack going on, but there's more important things to be done here. This is the power of Casino, an event. We can just be a bit of a meme. How do I turn the volume of this up? Mixer. Sample. If I turn this up like this. Okay, guys, I'm so ready for the rest of this series. Let's go. I'm so ready. As Denver's going to win game number 1 with Zoun attacking in, I am so ready for the rest of this series. Oh, Zoun really went for this, and Denver just said, nope, defends, and Zoun gets cleaned out. And now we're going to see the Hydra's going to go attacking across the map. So away we go. All credit to 47ers, by the way. He's the one that's really enlightened us on the sound of the Void Rays. Denver's gonna go, right? Like, he's just waiting for some Banes or some reinforcements or something to really commit to this. He is gonna go out across to try to fight. As we got ourselves the cancel on the 4th base that goes down. And we're just going to be seeing the Lings, the Hydras. Well, do you want to go up the ramp? There is Storm available, so it's not an easy ramp to go up. Nope, we're going to go back home. We're going to chill out a little bit. We're going to fall back a little bit, guys. We're going to come back home and play the longer game. I actually think this might be the worst part of PvZ. I mean, you know what? I'm going to go on full-on PvZ hate train, guys. I think this is the worst part of PvZ. The part where the game truly is over But it won't end for another 5 minutes sometimes, because we just gotta make sure that the Zerg doesn't get stormed to death. You know? I see a bit of a split of army here from Denver, going a couple different sides. Just moving up this ramp, gonna go in and... well, first storm goes down. They dodge away from it pretty well. Obviously, the attack on the right side shows up as well, though. These Banes, there's a group of Zealots for them to go clean out. That's exactly what they want to do. Instead, they hit some pylons that would have been killed anyway. Not ideal, as now Banes are going to crash into reinforcements over here. Denver's going to have to back away from this. I feel like the Banes on the right side just kind of gave themselves up for no reason. Obviously, he's controlling the army on the left side, and that's why it happens, but those are the sort of things you got to be a little bit more careful about at times. Otherwise, you can run into some problems. Banes crash in. You can see our Hydra's going through. Lings in the front. High Templar, we're kind of thinking about dropping down a storm. We'll not go for it just yet. Carries in production. Corruptor's on the way to fight them. Feelings is going to run up after the Zealots here, so putting a bit of damage out. Zealots are going to turn, fight against the Lings. These Hydras get there, they clean up those last few Zealots. A few final Zealots going out, and just going to be seeing the, again, extra carrier production continuing through. Corruptors on the way in, greater spiders coming up. Spine crawlers are building over on this far right hand side.
Game paused.
Then we're going to pause it up. We will take a moment. We appreciate the beautiful scenes of Romanticide.
Game resumed.
Managed to press enter about 5 times when I didn't mean to there. 10 out of 10. Broods are on the way from Denver. I have absolutely no idea why he's building Brood Lords, but apparently we are. And Hydra going to come around the upper right hand side, all joining up together. Units and the Broodlords are moving through. I just kind of, I mean, the Broodlords, I mean, they'll help, don't get me wrong. I just surprised that because there's carriers in play that he gave up the Corruptors. I thought that was what the Corruptors were for, but maybe he just had no idea about the carriers. I don't get me wrong, the Brood's not exactly going to be an easy thing to fight against for Zoun. They're definitely going to be a problem unit, but I feel like if you have Corruptors right now, you actually have a way to fight these carriers as it stands. You're doing okay against the carriers because you clean out the interceptors fast enough, but you're not actually putting damage out onto the carriers, right? You're not actually getting rid of the problem in the long term. You're kind of going for the short-term solution, which might be okay if the short-term solution leads to you breaking down this base and then just winning the game off that. A lot of storms coming down. There's only a couple of those storms left now, though, so this is becoming an easier and easier push-in for Denver as he will move through, and Zoun is just going to back away from this, disengaging at the moment. And some Broods clean out this Nexus. Everything else continuing to go down. Lings running on the front lines. They're going to come through for a couple of cannons, but as the cannons get shield batteried back up to health, we'll see the Lings backing away through the center, back over to the bottom right. Let's see, I think Hydra Force still setting up. I suppose readying themselves in the center too. Couple Crypt Humans come down. Do you see the Overseers in the center going to be picked away at the Carriers and Tempest to go after those? And again, the Lings around the top side. You know, I said it earlier, guys. Zoun lost everything. He was down a lot. Denver couldn't push up to end the game, and here we are. 5 minutes later, this game's still ongoing. Denver's still winning. We just can't end the game. Ay, ay, ay. As there is a bit of a run by for Denver coming through towards the third base. Banes go crashing in. Mostly just hitting stag defense. A few rows go down. And you take down the pylons, so you take down the stag defense for sure for a little while. We'll see if there's a potential follow-up soon. Things will get the pylon there. We've seen the army of Zoun actually making his way through the center. I mean, I'm a little scared for Denver with the fact that Zoun's been able to get maxed out now. Denver has a bit of money in the bank, nothing too crazy though. What's his army looking like? 9 Corruptors? There's only 4 carriers in play. Kind of an interesting setup, kind of an interesting composition, right? This will take down a few more Zealots. Everything else from Zoun up the left-hand side, and the Zealots still charging forward, going in towards the Queens, going in toward the drones. 5 workers picked off. Now the Hydra's showing up. They're going to come through and pick away at these gateways. So getting rid of these. Taking those out of the equation as our Tempests are going to start firing. I'm just going to run the heck out of there as our Zealot's going to come charging through this hatchery. Definitely in a little bit of trouble. Seven drones going down. Still, this army is down, pressing forward. Zarkon's Tempest carriers making their way through here. Going to get this hatchery in the upper right-hand side, and it's going to see Denver continue to kind of give up space, give up room to this Protoss army. It's going to sit back, let his army keep on, no, his bank keep building up here, and just kind of sit back and wait this out. Alright, next is setting up on this right-hand side. Gonna see the Tempest, the carriers, making their way out down the south, the 3 Broodlords. Setting up as well. Gonna fire a couple shots in as Zeld already getting taken down. Grid's firing, a couple of Archons taking some shots. It's back and forth, just continuing, and we've seen a few trade outs made. Viper's getting feedback, but then there's also Tempest being abducted. Abducts in the Oracle actually gets a last-second revelation, though, gives you a bit more vision to work with, so that the Tempest can maybe get some extra shots off. Broodlords keep being chased. Meanwhile, there's a group of Hydras top side. I mean, it's not like Zoun is lacking bases. They could have maybe got this base here, but they don't even check for it, right? So yeah, not going to find an opportunity. Maybe we'll get in over here, though. I think that was their initial plan, and then they just backed away. Or maybe they were checking the 12... I mean, he knew the 12 o'clock base was less. Now I don't really know. Flyers back down the right. Just going to be seeing our army pressing through once again. The few DTs are going to go to the upper right-hand side, and still see the Oracle, the Voids. Round to the south, making a little bit of a push. Excellent carrier. He's going to get taken down by the Corruptors right away, and seeing our cannons all finishing up shortly. Dropping a couple of revelations down, keeping track of things here, and just going to be seeing the army of Denver still setting up. I mean, still using these Hydras on the counterattacks as well. I mean, Denver's not really making any progress. He is the one losing bases. He has a good bit of money in the bank, but I mean, if you keep losing bases like this bank's gonna... I mean, then it comes down to the fights, right? And if you lose one fight and you don't have the bases left over, then you do get into a bit of problems, right? Fungal Growth does land, and the Infestor saved itself from the Disruptor shot. The attack's coming down on one of the two of the Infestors. More Fungals came in as well. Storm is trying to keep everything at bay. So far, feels as though it's just a big cleanup here from Zoun, without really losing that much of his own. Broodlords are attacking now across the map, and there's not really much to deal with those. We'll see a recall back to deal with it. Not sure you really need to recall that. Could you not have just flown up this way? I guess you've got a ground army to consider as well. I mean, the Tempests are going to start chasing these Broodlords, and quite a few of them starting to drop down dead, so good little chase, looking to be fairly successful. Tempest still firing, and the Brood's still going down. Now Zoun is going to continue forward. Another Tempest firing, hitting a Creep Jimmy here. One wolf's in, a few shots firing. A couple of these Hydras in some trouble. Corruptors coming through, still going in for this, and just going to be seeing them jumping in on top of these Tempests, and Void Rays activating. I mean, Denver just is going to type GG. It's not a good enough fight for him. And Zoun's going to win the 24-minute game. Well, ZVP. As we go on the top right-hand side, down a map, our blue Zerg player is Denver. 40 balance whining. I'm not balance whining, I just don't like the meta that we currently have in PvZ. These games... I don't find these games fun to cast. I think that's probably quite apparent in the casting and stuff, and it's just straight up honesty. Like, I just don't find these games fun to cast, because at the end of the day, to me, a game in which Zoun on 3 bases loses absolutely everything attacking into Denver, and Denver has a 50, 60, 70 supply lead. The fact that, I mean, I don't know if Denver's at fault, because I don't disagree, like, attacking up a ramp is not an ideal way to go about, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's not ideal. Like, I don't see how he attacks in. The Broodlords, I guess, I didn't agree with, but I just don't know. Like, it feels like Zoun shouldn't win that game. But Denver has to play a longer game, and that lets Zoun get back into it, and obviously then things turn around and stuff. I don't know. Zoun is simply better. I mean, like, I think he's better in a longer game. Does that mean he should be allowed to get back into a game for free because he's got 2 storms available? I mean, I don't think so. But that's what I mean. Like, he's not like I don't disagree that in a longer game, Zoun to me is the favorite. What I think is frustrating to watch is when somebody is so far ahead and they just can't do anything about it. Like, because I will stand by. I just don't know what Denver should do in that game to close it out. You know. Denver had it, he just didn't pull the trigger. Did he though? Because there's like so many storms. Like if you attack in, you're gonna get stormed to death. I don't know. I actually think this is just a combination of the last map being the meta and the map, right? It's not just the meta game, right? The map helps in this case. The map helps Zoun stay alive. So Zoun just played to the map. But again, my point kind of comes around to the fact that I just don't find this kind of game fun. We watched Denver not quite being able to kill Zoun for 10 minutes, and then nothing really happens for another couple, and then finally Zoun's able to take a big fight and win. Like, to me, that's not an exciting game. To me, not a lot happened. For 25 minutes of gameplay, there was one big attack earlier from Zoun that was kind of cool, and from that point on, the game just kind of didn't, nothing happened in the game, you know? I'm not balance whining, I'm design whining. I don't even know if I'm design whining. I'm just having a bit of a moan about the meta. I didn't even pay 75k to balance whine. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. How dare I break the rules? Adept's gonna have a real good time here so far. Naruto's just like, I'm out of here. He's like, 3 drones are dead. There's probably gonna be a 20-minute game again. I'm done. He's out. Second Stargate comes down. Oh, where's the Void Ray? Hang on. We haven't missed any Void... Oh, the Void Ray's killed someone. Guys, you missed our best part of the game. Are you guys excited? I'm very excited. Are you guys ready for the Void Ray? Oh, it's so fun. All right, guys. My new ringtone. I actually think this is the best commentary we can provide on Void Rays, man. Like, I just, I just click it every single time the Void Ray starts to attack. The question is it ever gonna get old? Drop that file into the Discord. It's not even a file. I just recorded it on my GoXLR, and now I can just press it however I wish, whenever I wish. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't have the button ready. Nah, it was a mini attack anyway. Should just be the official Void Ray sound. Roaches from Denver. When he's built roaches in the past, he's brought queens across the map and gotten aggressive. So let's see if that's going to be the plan here on Jagannath. That trails a map. Definitely is the one to maybe make a play here. Yeah, the queens are walking, so they're going to make their move. We are going to get very aggressive. This is a fast probably and a Twilight. Again, only 4 Void Rays from Zoun. So he's cutting Void Ray production, goes into faster follow-ups. It's about finding the balance though, right? The faster follow-up you go into, yes, you'll have stuff other than Void Rays to help you defend, but if you get caught in that transition, which I think he might, then you've got a problem on your hands. Zoun sets up and gets ready between the bases. Couple cannons getting ready to go. Disruptor coming through, and Disruptor obviously makes a big difference in this as well. As and get ready for this attack. Bit of back and forth, and Void's kind of get ready to fight, but they don't quite commit in just yet. Did you see the fight going to start out here? The Queen's taking a bit of damage. I really stand by the fact that it doesn't feel like there's a lot here. Big Disruptor hit lands on the Queens. I don't know if you've seen the army of Denver still pushing through, but I mean, he's drawn in behind this. He's building the hydrogen. He's looking toward the follow-up already, so I don't think he's going to make much more progress than this dodge in the biles, and I think this is going to be a hold. Disruptor shot ready to go again. Going to land on Queens once more. That means they are low HP. They will die. And that is a pushback here. So defense from Zoun. These Green Roach attacks from Denver just do not seem to work. This was what really flopped flat on its face when he played against Max Packs. And a similar story here. As the Void Rays push that back. And what noise do Void Rays make when they're prismatically aligned? Do they do like a Mega Brewer? Like, do they go Mega Mode? I don't know if I've got a I don't know if I've got a thing good enough to create that. I don't know. Then they go for, and I feel like I need to edit my voice like. Is that like? Oh, hello, I'm back. Is that like the Mega Void Ray sound? That was a bit too low. I thought that was going to be a bit high, actually. Not going to lie. Maybe they go up a bit. You know, they're all like hyped and stuff, and they go like. What was that sound? Okay, we're having too much fun, guys. Today's stream is sponsored by Void Ray noises. Void Rays. Take over. Body's lost it. Yeah. You know, it's when you start having fun with the sound effects and stuff, you just get carried away, you know? It's too easy to just get caught up in the moment, honestly. It's too easy to get caught up in the moment. How much street sleep did I get last night? I got a good amount of sleep last night. It's not about sleep, it's how many PvZs have I watched in the last 3 days. The my body has been exposed to too much Protoss versus Zerg radiation, and now it's getting to my head. I've called PvZ-itis. I don't have the cure. This is great, thank you. I'm glad to almost 2,500 people are tuned in to watch me just make Void Ray sounds and actually not really talk about the game very much. You know, I'd be surprised, but you know, Base Rate TV literally made a career out of this for multiple years, so I guess there is an audience for it. Carrier's producing, and we go into the Sky Toss style. Shock, horror, who knew? The streams on Twitch that do literally nothing on Twitch? Yeah, sure, but like, I imagine people tuning into Starcraft stream want to like watch Starcraft commentary, you know? But in reality, people are just watching me go like, and whoever knows what next sound effect will add in, you know? I'm here for Wardy, not SCT. Wow, that's some commitment, huh? Hey, nice to see you. I watched Base Trade TV for the analysis. The analysis of what? Coke versus Pepsi? I think the most analytical I've ever seen Rifkin be in is in the debate about having Coke versus Pepsi. Like, honestly, I tuned into the Base Trade TV stream and I was genuinely blown away because he talked about this for 14 minutes straight. I counted. He talked about this for 14 minutes straight, and at the end of it, I wasn't any clearer on whether I should drink Coke or Pepsi. But there were a lot of, you know, good points raised in the, you know, during the conversation. Or it wasn't much of a conversation. It was a very one-sided debate. I never knew. I mean, honestly, sometimes I drink Coke and sometimes I drink Pepsi. I'm such a freaking casual. I'm like Silver League soft drinks picker. I didn't put enough thought into my drink build order at all. I just kind of picked whatever was kind of felt like at the time. That's why I don't, you know, progress at all. You should mix Coke and Pepsi together. We could call it Cokesy. Coxy. Nope, we shouldn't call it Coxy. God damn it. Anyone want to drink? Well, let's go the other way. Let's call it Pepk. Anyone want to buy a Pepk? That sounds like the new cool drug on the street, doesn't it? Psst. Yo, buddy. Got any Pepk? Yeah, I got some Pepk. You want some Pepk? I'm dying for some Pepk, mate. You know what happens when you have Pepk? You start making sounds like this. Just high on Pepk. A few things are dying. During all of this, there is gameplay going on. I'm doing my best to at least follow it so you guys can watch. Voider is a trade now. Denver's supply is just low. He's got money to rebuild with, though. But Voider is dying. Fall into the water. I'm still gonna turn into Rivkin. I've been talking about Pepk for 4 minutes. Oh no. Why would you mix Pepsi and Coke? I just don't. You know, that's a like I have heard. You know, I'm appalled by that. But then some people we call it muddy water when you mix like Fanta and Coke. People used to do that all the time. People used to do that all the time, especially when I was younger. Some people still, you know, some people still do. You see it in Nando's a lot because Nando's has like self-service drinks machines. Yeah, Muddy Puddle. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So Muddy Puddle, that's the one. You see it in Nando's a lot. People that go up and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this," and sometimes they even put a bit of Sprite in there just for good measure. Just like, you know, they just check with their friends, like, "Hey, how fucked up are we feeling today? Sprite 2, let's go." They're crazy, man. That's like super, it's like super popular. It's like a totally normal thing to do in England. I had to explain this to, I took someone to Nando's once and they saw someone doing it. Or I think even someone that we were sat with did it. And I had to like calm them down. I had to be like, it's okay. People do this here. He's not gonna kill you. He's normal. It wasn't very convincing. Because they went and did it again, but yeah. People, honestly, that one I don't get. There's actually a drink in Germany, I want to say, that is a combination of like Fanta and Coke. It's is it called like Mezzo or something, or like Mezzo, like Mixo or something? There's a drink in Germany because we get it when we go to Home Story Cup. And all the boys buy it because we're all from the UK and we're all fucking freaks that drink Pepsi and Coke mixed together. Or Pepsi and Fanta mixed together. Sorry, I forgot. We're not savages that drink Pepsi and Coke together. Mezzo mix? Yeah, Mezzo mix. That's it. Yeah. So at least in Germany, you're civilized enough to sell it bottled up together instead of just mixing it on your own. As big fight breaks out, storms go down. Hydra's Corruptors are taking tons of damage. You know, Zoun went into this fight winning. He's going to come out of this fight losing. The unit's still neural, so as the recall's away, these last 3 carriers will just be abandoned, and Denver wins a massive fight here. 60 minutes in the game. Just like that. Big plays as the Corruptors come on through, chasing down these carriers. Void Rays coming through, Tempest coming up, Immortals in production. Gravitic Drive on the way out, and just going to be seeing the +3 attack, +3 shields. All these upgrades from Zoun coming into play. Oh, we're talking about the game again? Oh, we can stop if you'd like. I'll talk about what I want to talk about. You know, this is the benefit of running my own tournaments. I'm running my own stream. And just doing my own thing. I'm actually allowed to do what I want, because like you can call up my boss and he will tell you that I can do this because the boss is me. So I will just say you can make a logic complaint if you want. Slowly falling at WardiTV. If you email them, you say, hey, I'm very disappointed. You need exact time frames though, so you need to say exactly which minutes of the game I was not talking about the game. We'll look into it and we will try to get back to you. But it's likely that they won't care. So I will save you the time and effort. But if you want to complain, slowly fall on that wardy.tv. Ultra's going to come through. I mean, Zoun actually gets a rebuild off, which is a pretty big deal. I thought he'd have a little bit more trouble. Resources lost is pretty even. Zoun is... If he's able to get rid of this base and stop Denver from getting here and he keeps trading evenly, then this is fine for him. But I do feel like Denver's army is perhaps better than ever, so there is something to be said about that. So let's go running up. They're going to find an Ultra. I love these counterattacks. The sort of thing that you need right now is Zoun. Otherwise, Denver's just going to control this game. Feedbacks on all of the infestors. A couple of storms left over for the corruptors. And this is a good fight for Zoun. He comes out of this ahead in supply with a Zealot squad up in the top left that's going to deal some serious damage. The damage is done. Hatch goes down, and he's going to deny this base on the right side as well. So I love it at the moment for Zoun. What he's getting done is amazing. He's going to keep a base ahead of Denver by killing the top left. Pushing through, finds a couple of queens for free. What a recovery from Zoun after that large fight. Really left him kind of hurting a little bit, I would say. I really liked where Denver was at after that fight, but wasn't able to make much happen with it. Voids and everything moving through the center. I think it's worth mentioning, right? This army of the Protoss is not the best. You know, there's no carriers in it or anything. But he's, I mean, honestly, both compositions they're at are a little bit of a weird place just because of the way the game's played out and the investments made to kind of slow certain things down and to keep you alive somewhere else and all that kind of stuff. Ultra's gonna go clean up this set of rocks. Bye-bye. What do you after COVID? You should take on an apprentice. I need an intern. Well, we do officially employ my girlfriend, so if you can think of a job for an intern, I'd love to hear them because I'd love to actually give my girlfriend something to do. She's officially a WardiTV employee for the purposes of so it just makes life easier in certain ways. So if you got a way I can actually make her do some work, I would love to hear it because I keep telling her things. I'm like, oh, you could you know, tweet. And she's like, nah, I don't think you need me to tweet. I'm like, well, yeah, it's kind of true. I actually don't, but maybe Twitch chat has some good ideas. Don't say that out loud. Oh, it's fine. She does a lot. She helps me every time I have to set up my stream properly and like move stuff into my studio. She helps, and it was only fair. Tax evasion. That's not tax evasion. Tax evasion would be if she actually did nothing, right? No, she helps a whole bunch. I said this a lot last year, but if it wasn't for my girlfriend, I don't think we would have had as good a stream as we did last year. She kept me on the right track. She kept me going. It was good. It's a tax write-off, not tax evasion. Yeah, exactly, right? It's very different. Oh, yeah. Now I'm a tax evader. God damn it. Who knew? You make one frickin' joke, and everyone's on your back. Zealot's gonna go and chase up this upper left-hand side, and Denver's just out of stuff. These fights from Zoun have been a bit too much. Denver can't keep up, and Zoun's going to take the 2-0 lead in this. Game number 3, Zoun leads 2-0 in this best of 5s. In the bottom left, our blue Zerg player is Denver. Top right, our red Protoss is Zoun. Where are we at? No shoutouts to make on any there. In Kybrit's place. Reached level 10 on the Raid Shadow Legends. Keep the Raid Shadow Legends stuff going, guys. We are nearly at 100. We're nearly 2/3 of the way there. Keep it going. Like I say, we want to get 115, 120 people today. So we are 20-ish away. If we get 20 more people to download, get to level 10, that'd be fantastic. Then we're really on track to wrap it up tomorrow and get it done. And get that $1,000 bonus tournament guaranteed. So please do check it out. !raid in the chat. Takes 15-20 minutes. You could start it now, and you can probably be finished before anything interesting happens in this PvZ, because that's the meme of the day. I'm in full-on honest mode. Yeah, I'm not in, you know what? I'm in anti-PvZ mode. I truly am. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not a PvZ fan right now. You scheduled these games for all the PvZs? I know, right? Unbelievable. Who would do such a thing? Alright, so just a couple moments as we get ourselves built up here. We'll see how things are going to go. Oxide definitely map that maybe Denver could bring the fight on with some early aggression. I mean, obviously committed to an early attack last time around, didn't really do much. Game killer still kind of went on a little while, but... Yeah, kind of went on a little while, but didn't... really kind of switch up. I feel like there's that one bigger fight, I guess, right? The one larger fight with Denver coming out of top. I thought that was maybe a turning point in the game, but in the end, Zoun was able to just recover. I mean, the base count and the pressure you put on the bases of Denver really kept on being way too much. Can the bonus tournament be Ryong, Dragon, 4GG, and Power and off race as Terran? I'm gonna say no. Bonus tournament is probably gonna be... I don't know, actually. I mean, what do you guys want to see as a bonus tournament? What would you like it to be? Go on, tell me. Tell me what silly ideas you guys have. I'm interested. Archon modes? No, we just did an Archon tournament recently, though. Archon. Random. Yeah. I didn't realize people wanted it to be so crazy. People say random tournaments sound so fun, but I don't think random is actually that good a tournament. I always feel like people want to see random, but then random actually just doesn't turn out to be that good, you know? Archon random off race only. So what, you have to load the game, and if you get your main race, we remake, or you just get disqualified. You load it as your main race, like disqualified. Well, that was a sick tournament, guys. Our semi-finals were all 3 disqualified matchups, and it's 3-0 to the team that didn't have to make a single unit. Plat and below tournament, we're never going to do a low league tournament for money. Too many smurfs. You have to do so much to ensure that people don't play to try and steal the money away from the lower leagues and stuff. It's it's way too much effort for... It just doesn't make sense. The only way that works is if you have like a group of players you know are really 100% Plat League and have been for a while. Otherwise, like I say, it's just it's so difficult to moderate the admin. The barcode tournament. You know, the problem with all of these tournaments is at the end of the day, they all end up with lower viewership than just running a regular tournament, is the problem. Casters tournament? That's kind of Todd's thing, though. I don't want to, you know, step on Todd's toes. You know? Todd's a scary guy. He'd probably beat me up. Hey, this is a different opening, guys. 2 oracles. We've seen a Twilight and a Forge on the follow-up. We're going into Blink and +1. Switching away from the carriers, huh? And the Void Rays and all that kind of stuff. Todd hasn't done one over here. Yeah, but I feel like the caster tournament is like meant to be a bigger thing, right? Like it should be a big deal. And not trying to sound like... I'm not trying to sound cool or anything, but like $1,000 isn't like a massive deal when it comes to like... You know what I mean? Like I feel like you need a good little bit of extra prize money. Really get people motivated, get people to practice for it and stuff like that. Like you could have some fun with $1,000, but I feel like if you want to do a caster tournament, you should do it properly. And I don't think we have the setup to do it properly. Still not convinced that a random tournament is bad. I don't think a random tournament is bad, but most people actually just want to watch people playing the main race rather than the off races. And especially when it comes to like random, when you can just get main race versus off race, half the games are just going to suck. Every single time someone gets their main race versus someone else's off race, it's just like it's typically going to be an uneventful game, right? Like it's just not going to be exciting. I think off-race tournament would be better than a random tournament. Or something like the War Chest Team League. Yeah, well, if you guys have a few, tens of thousands of dollars to put in so we can run that again, that would be fine. Yeah, correct. Honestly, I'm so glad we got to do the War Chest Team League. It was so cool to be able to do something so cool and so awesome. It's just so sad that it was such a big success and we'll probably never get to do it again, you know? Stalker Sentry knocks down the rocks, gonna move through. There's a lot of Stalkers here. Link Hydra on the defense. I kind of like the Hydra count for Denver. Let's see, there's plenty of force fields available. We are gonna see Zoun getting through. Double force fields are good so far. So many Hydras kept out of the equation. Even the Oracle's getting some kills here, and they're gonna pull back. Just keeps them alive. As the extra Stalkers show up, there are still some force fields left over right now. A lot of this army actually down the bottom side, so I love the move up top from Zoun to blink forward there. Because that's just gonna leap on the smaller group of units and away from the majority of the Hydras. Beautiful stuff for Zoun to go 3-0.